Shut that mower off right now. That old man doesn't get special treatment.
Special treatment? He's 81, can't even walk across his yard, and you're threatening to fine him again?
Before we get into this story, comment where you're watching from and don't forget to follow for more stories like this. You need to shut that mower off right now or I'm calling the police. Those were the first words the HOA president yelled at me while I was mowing an elderly man's lawn. I was finishing a lawn care job on the other side of town when I noticed a yard that immediately stood out. Not because it was beautiful, because it looked abandoned. The grass was nearly knee-high. Weeds had swallowed the flower beds. The edges along the sidewalk had completely disappeared. For someone like me, a lawn tells a story, and this lawn was screaming for help. I turned my truck around and pulled up to the curb. That's when I saw him. An elderly man sitting alone on a weathered porch. His hands shook as he tried to lift a glass of water. "Sir, is this your property?" He smiled weakly. "It still is, at least for now." I introduced myself and asked what had happened to the lawn. His name was Walter, 81 years old. His wife had passed away the year before. A recent surgery left him unable to walk without assistance. His son lived hundreds of miles away and could only visit occasionally. Then he pointed toward a stack of letters sitting beside the front door. HOA violation notices. Every single one related to his grass. "They fined me twice already," he said quietly. "If the lawn isn't cut by next week, they'll fine me again." I felt sick hearing that. The man was struggling to buy groceries, yet somehow the HOA thought another fine would solve the problem. "Why don't you hire someone?" I asked. Walter laughed softly. "The cheapest quote I got was $250. Then he lowered his head. "I don't even have enough money for my medication this month." That was all I needed to hear. I unloaded my mower. "I'm cutting it." His eyes widened. "I can't pay you." I didn't ask for money. For the first time all day, Walter smiled. I fired up the mower and started working, line after line. Slow and precise, the kind of work that transforms more than a lawn, it restores dignity. About 20 minutes later, a luxury SUV stopped in front of the house. A woman stepped out carrying a clipboard. The HOA president, Karen. She marched straight toward me. "Who gave you permission to be here?" "Walter did." "You don't live in this community." "No." "Then you're trespassing." Walter tried to speak. Karen ignored him completely. Then she pointed at my mower. "Turn that off immediately or I'll have the police remove you." I looked at Walter. The fear on his face said everything. This wasn't the first time she'd intimidated him, and as I would soon discover, Walter wasn't the only person she had been targeting. If you were in my position, what would you do next? Comment below. If you've ever dealt with someone like Karen, send me a message. I may be able to help you. Follow for part 2.